What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. It's great to be here. As always, you're watching the VSO Gun Channel, and today I've got a bit of a restoration video coming your way. This guy, you guys have seen this before. We got a couple videos on the tactical Flintlock build. This thing no worky, and I don't know why it doesn't work, but I'm going to take you along the way as we figure out what's wrong with it, restore it to functionality, clean it all the way down, dirty it again, and all around make it work. Make it go boom. Let's get to it. So first and foremost, you can see this thing's still kind of dirty. I cleaned it after the last time we shot it, but I obviously didn't do a good enough job. Basically, it was the middle of the winter. I was entertaining some folks, and we basically went out and did it, and I kind of didn't do a very good job on it, and I just sort of forgot about it. And I've been putting this video off for months now, and the way that my individualism works is if I spend a little bit of time working on something, then I'm more likely to actually follow through and finish the project. So we're going to film the first little bit here on this thing. And the first thing, in addition to it being dirty and, you know, all that sort of stuff and some corrosion, we need to assess what is going on with the firing mechanism of this thing, because the way it's supposed to work is that I'm supposed to be able to pull this hammer back. It should click into a half cock position, and then it should click into a full cock position. I should then be able to click this one, and it will set the trigger, and then that one will fire it. Well, what happens, you'll notice that there is no catch. So the first thing I got to do is take this thing all the way down and figure out why the sear isn't catching on the hammer. This is my official hit it with a screwdriver. So obviously we have some work to do inside here, but we'll come back to that here in a minute. Our main focus is going to be right here. So to describe how this thing works to you guys is as this is drawn to the rear, the hammer is supposed to catch there for half cock, and then for full cock, see if it'll do it. You see it's slipping there at the full cock position. So there's just some corrosion there that's keeping it from working. And I got it to stick. Let's see if I can get this closed. And then if I push up on this, it should discharge the mechanism. Keep my fingers out of the way here. I'm just gonna have to smash my fingers, I think. And that's how it works. So obviously we have to get in here and clean all this crap out. It's in pretty bad shape, and hopefully that will restore it. Yeah, let's get this out of the way. Get some of our tools out. My tactical range box from Otis here. And first off, let's get up in here. We need these. Probably both of those. So that. Let's see if there's anything else underneath here that we need. We're going to need the scrub, some 50 cal patches, and how about a 50 cal brush. Flint is removed. We'll put this somewhere that we can recover it later. And then the very first thing that I like to do whenever I clean something down is just hit it with some of this quick scrub. And that is going to blow a whole bunch of this stuff out of there. So put something down. Stuff is very volatile. Keep away from open flames. And I'm just going to just hit it right like that. And then just give it a little bit of action. Just a little something something. Just the stuff that's right on the surface that can be easily removed with just a little bit of love. And that'll get it out of the way for our heavier stuff that we're going to use here in a second. The next thing that we're going to do is do this bore cleaner. And I like this for heavy powder fouling and any other just like really nasty crap that you're having a hard time getting out. This thing is going to require a fair amount. We'll just go for all the marbles here. Now, this stuff you do not want to leave in a muzzle, in a bore. So you should, whenever you clean something with this, you make sure that you follow it up with something like this to get it all out. So think of this as like the cleaner, and then this is the solvent. So we used a little bit of the solvent just to start us out with, and now we're gonna actually go to town here. So I'm literally going for all the marbles here. We're just gonna, and we're really supposed to be concentrating back here, but while we're here, we might as well do it. Just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and get all that out of there. And I'm going to let this dry out a little bit for a period of time, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. This is me trying to reset my spring, provide a little bit more tension, see if it works. Some CLP just to keep her running. And we'll give her an extra drink here just to make sure that everything's running nice, because there's going to be extra grit in here as soon as we fire this thing. My phone, not yours. And then that's absolutely freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. That's freaking great. Color me impressed. That's nice. Unfortunately, our Ramrod has seen better days. Somewhere along the way, it must have got a crack in it, and it broke when I took it out of the holder here. So I'll have to go to the wood shop to repair this, but in the interim, I found an extension that will go in here. It's about the right length, and that should allow me to get down in there and actually do some cleaning. So let's go ahead and get our 50 cal brush. I'm not going to patch it or anything today. Some more Otis brushes here. Let's see, there's a 50 right there. There we go. And then we'll go with our bore cleaner this time, because it's probably going to be pretty bad in there. Well, she's tight. She's tight. Got it. Now switching back over to the CLP. And then, just to check continuity, I'm going to go ahead and put this straw in there and see what comes out. I suppose we can just go ahead and remove the whole barrel since it's already out. And it looks like we have some more work to do over here. I'll go ahead and clean that up and then we'll reassemble. I have repaired my Ramrod. I'm going to leave it out of the weapon. It goes in there like that, and for some reason sometimes I can get it in and sometimes I can't get it in. I don't know what's going on there. I have to evaluate that, but I was able to drive out here with it in the gun, and now that it's out I can't get it back in, so we'll figure it out later. I only have one 50 caliber projectile here today. This is a 50 caliber muzzleloader. This is a 295 grain power belt that we're going to be shooting. And before we do that though, we need to test to make sure that the flint is still working and that the mechanism that we cleaned obviously is still working. So goes to half cock, gets stuck at full cock. Let's go ahead and see. This trigger primes, and then this one should release. And I saw some sparks. You may not have picked them up, but it did spark. So half cock, full cock. And then what I have here is some finely ground black powder. I'm going to prime the pan generously. You can't use the normal grind, because if you use the normal grind, then it's too coarse and it takes far too long to ignite. So anyway, will it ignite? Wait for it. Negative. Let's try that again. I wasn't ready. Yes, it will ignite. So we have ignition. We have now dirtied the weapon. Let's go ahead and load it up to 60 grains. So this thing is full of the same powder. It's just the regular grind. There you have it. Dropping this in. And it doesn't have to be super precise. We're going to take our projectile and go ahead and ram it down the barrel. About like that. Should be relatively tight. Doesn't have to be crammed down in there. You just want to make sure that the powder's somewhat compressed. It doesn't have to be like super compressed, but you want it to not be loose. Pointing in the safe direction, go ahead and take our finely ground black powder. And then what I like to do is just take the ramrod, and there's a port in the side there. We want to make sure that some of that makes it into the port, or else it won't really have a pat. We'll have to rely on the fire jumping, versus if we put the propellant in the port, then there's a pretty good chance that it's going to kind of run through there. First trigger. Whoa! She works. Maybe a little bit lower on the powder charge though. You guys did not remind me to put my hearing protection on. You guys watched it happen. Shame on you. There you have it, folks. I think that we're going to call that one a hit. Earlier I mentioned that I only had one 50 caliber projectile, and that's just because that's what was left in my bin. There's probably a whole bunch of them left in the ready room. It's just what I had on hand. But what I do have here today is a 45 caliber projectile. What's interesting about a muzzleloader is you don't have to have a perfect seal, provided that you can fill in some of the gaps. So we're going to use this. I think this is a 305 grain 45 cal. And I'm going to use some of these patches here. We're just going to take one of these patches out and just to demo this really quick, you set this in the center, and then that fills the gap, and then you ram that sucker down, and that's probably going to work just from feeling it. I didn't test fit that, but real quick, we'll go ahead and just for safety, let's go ahead and drop this down a little bit. Going in. Accuracy is a factor, so this one may miss, but remember the error that we're talking about here. There's that. Oh yeah, that's totally gonna work. And then we're just going to ram this down till it's tight. Ooh. I have shot a Ramrod across a range before. Make sure that we're on target before we do anything here. It's a little bit sweaty. I should put some grip tape on this sucker. Woo! You will notice that there are no more impacts on that sucker, and that is because we missed slightly to the left and put a big old crater in the ground there. One of the downsides of running a setup like this is that the sight is now almost completely occluded. I can at least see out of it now. We're gonna do one more shot. One more shot. This time, we're gonna do it one-handed. Great success. Now we have to go clean this monstrosity again. Here's a couple shots of it after that range session. A little bit dirty, about 20 minutes to clean it up. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, sound off in the comment section down below. We'll do more videos like this because I got a whole vault full of guns that need cleaned. And hopefully we'll see you on another one here at the VSO Gun Channel.